Hi Julie, what's here? Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I've got another video using the new Florascript collection from Sentimentally Yours, and it's a very simple one, as a lot of them are. And this one is I'm going to be using the Florascript In Full Bloom Medley. So Phil's done lots of medley stamps before. The Flora Musica ones were out a few years ago, but this is all based with script in the background. As you can see, it's a full A6 stamp, and there's lots of kind of postmarks in there, as you'd expect from Phil. We've got bees on this one as well. Yeah, so let's start stamping. So I've got an A5 piece of the Super Smooth watercolour card in here. And I do tend, and I'm going to do it now, I do tend to stamp 2 at a time, because then I've got another one to use later on. And you will find, I should tell you, you can find the collection on my website, which is juliawattscrafts.co.uk. You can also find it over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk. Which is Phil's website, and they will be available on Hobbymaker as well on the 19th of February. Obviously, if you're watching this after that, they're only available from myself and from Phil. There are no other retailers in the UK that stock Phil stamps. It's a big stamp, so we're going to just pop it to the left hand side here, like so. And you can see I've got my 4 magnets. It's butted up into the corner, and we're going to just pick it up onto our platform. Sometimes with big stamps it is a good idea to kind of roll it off and roll it on again, just in case there's any air bubbles. I haven't had an issue with this one though. And you want a good juicy ink pad, and I'm using Nocturne Versafine Clair, and we're just going to ink all over. Obviously I've used this once before, but to be honest, my first stamping was pretty good actually. I just went a second time for bits that I'd missed. So, you know, I don't condition my stamps at all. I just go for it. Just go for it. Life's too short to be doing that, and it's unnecessary. Just lots and lots of tapping. Don't grind your ink pad into your stamp, and then you want to give it a good amount of even pressure all over. Obviously stamping platforms are really handy, because if you do miss a bit you can just go again. And also if you want to do batch making, it's very, very handy, which is, like I say, I'm going to stamp 2 because I can, because I'm here. So we'll have a look, see where we're at, see which bits are missed. I've missed a whole load in there. There might be an air bubble in there. And I've missed a load down there. How are we doing now? Pretty good. It's a bit light there, so I am going to go again. But the nature of these stamps is that your stamping doesn't have to be perfect, and of course you can always decoupage on top as well. Let's see, we want a bit more ink on that one there. Sorry that the camera moves every time I stamp. And something's rattling on my desk as well. What are we at now? Stem there. And a little bit up there. Aside from that, it looks pretty good, pretty good. So obviously we want to stamp it twice, as I said, so we're going to do that. So we're just going to turn it round, butt it up into the corner again. And I suggest you do this because it's a lot easier, and it's a lot easier than fiddling around with an A6 piece of card to do 2 images. I mean, you could get the other stamp out if you wanted to and stamp the other stamp here, because there's another collage or medley stamp in this collection. There's the ink again. again. Should find that actually the second stamping is easier to do than the first one, because the ink is fresher and you've still got damp ink on your stamp from the previous impression. I know that there's certain areas I need to pay attention to, so we just push those a little bit harder and we see what we get. This area here, I must have an air bubble in there. Here. It's very handy being able to look, isn't it? Because if you were just using a stamping block, you'd have to just live with whatever you'd stamped. I'm going to go again so it's a bit darker. But the detail is incredible. Girls work very hard on these stamps. I know you can get a tool, can't you, that will help you if you've got dexterity problems, but I haven't got one, so I just have to use my fingers. Got that bit of that postmark. That's better. Let's get a bit of that one there. Some of the postmarks are really grungy, so you don't need to worry about them too much. A bit more ink on that there. Better. Fabulous. Okay, so we've got two images. Obviously one's upside down because I've turned it round. Lots and lots of detail on there. Okie dokie. Let's just give this a cursory wipe just to get some of the ink off so that I don't get inky fingers when I pick it up. If I pick it up, I don't know if I want to pick it up. I might put it away in a minute, we'll see. I'm not sure if I want to use my platform again, so we won't put it away until I need to. There we go. Right, let's put that to one side. So for the colouring in, you have to be careful because the ink's wet. So I'm just going to do a tiny bit of colouring in, not a lot, just a little bit, just to show you. And we are going to use the Watercolour blending brush pens. I'm just getting a bit of the kitchen roll out so that I don't rub my fingers over the top. It is a danger, or if you swipe your sleeve over it, you're going to move the ink, whether you like it or not. So we're going to use a yellow and an orange and a light red. Let's have a look, see how these will look. I'm not using down here, so yeah, that'll be fine. And a yellow. And I've got a pale sort of reddy colour as well. Those are the colours that we're going to use. We've got no leaves on this one. So as before, with the video that I shared yesterday, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of the darker colour, so in this case the orange, to the lines on the stamp. Really basic colouring in. The pens do all the work. There, that's one flower, isn't it? Yeah, that's all that one. You do sometimes, it's a good idea not to put your pens away until you've finished colouring completely, because then you might find that you've missed one and you can't find the colour that you used. So I'm just going over now with the yellow over on top, and that's going to blend some of the orange out. And just make it look like it's got some shading on it. You can apply a couple of coats, in which case you'll find it blends out and you won't necessarily see your shading lines, and then you might want to go back over with the orange. but I kind of like to do it this way. And they have got such a fine tip. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit of orange on that as a line there. Super popular pens these are. I absolutely love them. They're my go-to pen. So there's my simple like that, and then for the centre, where we've got like the stamens, if you like, I've just added a bit of red, like so, and then so that it doesn't look jarring, I've then taken the yellow again and just coloured in again a bit more. You won't damage the pen at all, so that looks a little bit, and it'll continue to blend out as it dries. So obviously we can take the red and do the little hearts in here, and you've got, like I say, you've got that fine tip, so you can get into precision colouring in. It is very mindful. I need to step away from it in a second. And you can even do, so I like to do with the postmarks, I like to, let me start here with this one. So I like to go in just around the edges with one of the colours, and then take a water brush and then kind of scrub around the edges, and it blends the colour out. And then you can do, I suggest you don't do the one next to it immediately, but then you can do the others as well. So, I mean, we've got a circle here, so we could do a circle in red. There's another circle. Let's do both these circles here in red. And again, take your water brush and kind of scrub around the edges. And again, it will continue to blend as you go. And see? It's got a bit of graduation in colour. And then you can take the orange here, say. Hopefully that's a bit dry now. I tend to do one colour at a time, usually. So you can see. Looks cool, doesn't it? So I've gone ahead and I've already coloured all that mine in. Where is it? It is here. This is the one I've coloured in already. They'll never look exactly the same, but you know, it's fine. Yes, so I probably will find my glaze pen and give the Sakura glaze pen and give the bees wings a bit of a gloss. I meant to do that and I forgot. But what I've done is I've cut out a frame using debossed double stitched rectangles. You see the double stitch details there, and that's going to go on there. You can see I've just done it so that it fits just about. It's a little bit narrower than an A6, but it's a bit shorter as well of an A6. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we will actually add a bit of a design to the frame with a bit of stenciling and a bit of stamping as well. So let's get the stencils out first. And we've got two new stencils. We've got Shabby Polka and we've got Beautiful Fanfare. Now we don't actually have any of the fanfare icons on this particular Medley stamp. We've got them on the other one, which I'll try and find, which is here, I think. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Is it on this one? I'm looking for it. No, it's not on this one. It's on the A5 sets. Oh, this one's got hearts on it, like that one. And then the other one, the Full Blooms, I think it's called. Yeah, Beautiful Blooms. This one's got the icon on it, which is on that there. And there is a video where I've used this that you can watch. So, which stencil to use? I think I might use the dotty one then, in that case. And, oh, I need to find myself some inks. Okay, so I think we're going to do, I think we're going to do the Shabby Polka. And I have got Mustard Seed and Carved Pumpkin Distress Inks out, but I'm thinking I'm going to just use the Mustard Seed on the stencil, and I'll probably do a bit of stamping with Summertime Versafine Clair. So then you've got the orange and the yellow in here. So I think that's what we're going to do. So let me put that one out of the way so I don't get all confused, which doesn't take very much. And we're going to do a bit of stenciling here first of all. I think the idea is that I might do a bit of stenciling on two of the corners and a bit of stamping on the other two corners. That's my thought process. We could stamp over the top as well. So there's a bit of polka dots, and let's do the same thing over here. I want polka dots to be straight. So again, this is Mustard Seed. That's my scissors rattling. I don't know why my scissors are rattling, but they are. There's my bit polka dots. Okie dokie, so that's that. That'll obviously wash off with water because it's distress ink, so we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to stress about that. Let's put that out of the way as well. And I'll just tidy that up with a bit of water. And then we will do a bit of stamping. So I'm going to grab my foam out of my stamping platform. And we're just going to stamp in this corner and this corner here. So we're going to go into the In Full Bloom Paraphernalia, which is different to the other set. And we've got those little, we've got some more dots in here actually, which is quite cool. But we're not going to use dots. We might use some dots, but not lots of dots. I do love the script. I wish we had it. Oh, we do have a separate script stamp. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? That's what I want. We have this wonderful script, delicate script stamp. Yes. Oh, can you tell I'm excited? Very excited. We can use this one. Brilliant. That's just what I wanted. Isn't it good that Phil's designed something that is just perfect? So I'm going to put this on a block. We're not going to do it on the platform. This is another A6 stamp. As you can see, this is a new stamp. Oh, which way up does it go? That's the top, I think. Is it? Does it matter? Can you read it? Yeah, I think this is the top. So what I'm going to do is actually mark it. That's the top. It'll probably come off because I'm going to use it straight away, but it'll help me work out where's the top. So you don't need to put, excuse me, you don't need to put this on a block if you don't want to. We're only going to stamp there and there, so it's not going to be very much. So this is the Summertime Versafine Clair. Doesn't matter if it doesn't come out really well. We're just going to move it this way. We're just going to stamp kind of there. Yes. Fabulous. Fabulous. And then we're going to stamp in this corner here. Hopefully it's straightish. That's the only thing you want to try and do, is get it straightish. Yeah, loving that. Look how delicate that is. Fabulous. Oh, that makes me very happy. I forgot we got that stamp. There is another background stamp as well in the collection, which would also work, which is this postmarks stamp. So if you didn't want to stamp with lots of little stamps around the edges, then you can just use that and it's all done for you very quickly. Just clean some of this orange off. And it's easier to see with the postmark one, which is the right way up. But of course you can also mark it just like I have done there. Right, so that's that. If you could see my room, it's a mess. I do think I want to just edge as well with a bit of Distress ink. So what should we edge with? What are we going on? Where's my layers? My next layer is going to be the yellow. So I think we will actually edge it with a bit of card pumpkin. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we don't smudge anything. This is Distress ink rather than oxide, because as I've explained in previous videos that my brushes have got Distress inks on them. And you're not meant to mix your oxides and your Distress inks on the same. This one's easier to see than the Kitsch Flamingo that I used in yesterday's video. This is a much brighter colour. I do like oranges and yellows, they're very happy colours. I think we will try and do a little bit around there as well, which will probably mean that the whole of the thing gets coloured orange, but that's okay. Takes away the harsh edges. I've already drawn around that, so I've got a bit more tidying up to do. Always tidy as you go. Get that out of the way. I obviously you can dip, if you've got a spare bit of card, you can dip into that, because that's quite a strong colour. Lovely. Lovely. Okie dokie, so let's get some foam tape on the back of this. It's looking fabulous, isn't it? Make sure that's the right way up. Loving that, really loving that. So we should be able to get 2mm foam tape to fit. There's my scissors, there we go. Oh, we'll run out there. I've got another one, we don't need to panic. There we go. Just about fits. So to do a frame, you decide on the smallest one, then you skip a die, and then you use the next but one, and that gets you this thickness. If you want a wider frame, then you skip 2 dies. And you must remember that that's the way it's going to go. And it's going to go on here. Oh, that looks fabulous, doesn't it? Now, do I want to bring in a little bit of colour around the edges of that so that it doesn't look so harsh? I think we will, because why not do a bit more tidying up? And I think instead of using that, I think we're going to use the yellow. We're going to use the mustard seed. So we need to just bring it in. And we could go all over, actually. But we won't. We'll just go around the edges and see how that looks. And then if we want to go all over, we can do. So just bear in mind that if you've freshly stamped, that you might smudge your ink. So sometimes it's better to wait until the next day before you can do this. So that's why batch stamping is really good, because you can have some to go, you know, just wait for when you want to do a bit of colouring in, or when you want to, you know, get a card done quite quickly. So we're leaving a bit of an accent there in the middle. Let's have a look, see how that looks. Let's have a look on the camera. Oh, that looks a bit better. That's a bit softer, but it's still bright in the middle. Like that. Like that. Where's that going to go? That's going to go over there. More tidying up. Because I love tidying up, not. Right, let's get our frame on. So we're just going to take the backs off and then do the prick thing. That's a bit close to the edge, that one. Hang on a sec, I'm going to get stuck. Can I move that one? It's just over the edge a fraction. That's better. Yeah, I don't really want to see tape. That is the only problem with this size frame, in that you've got to get your tape on just right. Is that the last one? No, one more. Come here. Oh, it's so sticky. I'm sticking to it. Right, now I'm going to get the prick, so we can move it if we need to. There's nowhere to hold it though. It's not like doing your layers. I've got no traction to it. Fortunately, I don't go right the way to the edge, so I can get my finger in there. Right, we've prettied. Make sure I get this the right way up. Yep. I'm going to stand and look around the camera so I can see where I'm going. Because I've got those nice lines. I want to make sure I get the top of the flower in. That's going to go. Oh, there's the cap. I think we're good there. Yeah, we're going to go there like that. Okay. And then the best way is to then go in with your scissors at an angle, and then you can cut very carefully. You don't want to cut into the frame. Cut it to the right size. It is actually easier to do this than to actually kind of chop it down and then try and get it in the right position. It's not actually the neatest necessarily, but you know, you can see it is easy to do. Just take your time. It's a bit scraggy there. It's a bit of tape. I mean, you won't necessarily, you don't look at the side of your card normally. It'll be fine. This is the way I've always done it. When I get in a mess sometimes, when I do think, oh no, I'll die cut it, it's easier. And then you don't line it up right, and then you've got to get it off and try and get it, you know, in the right position. So one more side and we're done. And these kind of non-stick scissors are ideal for this. Don't use your best scissors for that. So that's fab. I'm liking that. I think that looks great. I'm not going to stick any extra flowers on this card. We're just going to pop our layers on, but we do need to stamp a sentiment first. So where's my bit of paper card that I got for a sentiment? Is it this one I'm going to do? It's that sentiment set. Not my camera yet again, because it's always in the way. And we have a little song. Oh, come on, piece of card. There it is. Right. So this time we're using the Just Saying Rustic Words of Inspiration sentiments, and these are exclusive to Honeypot Crafts and to myself. Don't know if I've given you my website details. We've got juliewattscrafts.co.uk and we've got honeypotcrafts.co.uk. Those are the two websites where you will find the Rustic Just Saying sentiments. As I said, this is the Words of Inspiration sentiments, and lots and lots of little sentiments on there, just like the Just Saying sentiments, as they are part of that collection, but you've got the Rustic typewriter font in there as well, which is fab. And there are 18 stamps on this set. So we're going to use Create Your Own Path. I quite like that one. And we're just going to pop it on a block. Block. Where's my box? And we're going to use Nocturne wherever I put it. I'll put it somewhere. There it is in front of me. Of course it is. Of course it is. Sometimes it's nice to stamp in pine cone, which is the dark brown. I've got one already stamped on the back there, but we're going to do this one here. So just give that ink a chance to settle in. Don't press too hard, but hard enough. You'll get used to it. go. There's create your own. Ooh, create your own path. Lovely font on those. Give that a dab in. And then I've cut that out already. And this seems to be my go-to die at the moment for cutting sentiments out. It is from the Layered Differently. Oh, I've got stuff everywhere. Layered Differently, Ornate Rectangles, and it's this little label die there. Oh, I've got to ink around the edges. I'm going to have to tidy up again after myself. What should we ink around the edges with? I think we go with the what's it called? Car Pumpkin. Wherever I'll put it here. So we just had, I've probably got some enough on there anyway. No, we haven't. A bit of Car Pumpkin just around the edge. Okay, that'll do. Damp enough? Yes, it is. Good. And that, I'm going to put that here, just like that. I can't decide whether to raise it or not. That's the word. I think I will. I think I'll put it on some 1mm foam tape. Scissors. There we go. And we will print it again so that we can get it in the right place. See if we can get it straight. Let's have it down there a bit. Okay. It's like a little shadow box kind of thing, isn't it? And then we're just going to put it onto some layers. So I've got, this is Lemon Zest, Mandarin Burst, and then another piece of the watercolour card. And the finished card, in this instance, I've not got loads and loads of layers on this. You could do a fill and do more layers if you wanted to. The finished card measures 5 3/4 by 7. So not an A5 and not a 5 by 7 in between. But you could actually make it up into an A5 if you wanted to. Right, so let's get these stuck together. All the work has been done in the stamp on this one, so you know they are just a stamp, colour and go. If you want to colour, I will do a video which shows something else, another way of using it without having to colour. But just bear with me. If it's not immediate, it will come at some point. Let's just fiddle with that. I think that's straightish. I think that sometimes my chopper, it's a little bit wonky, and so all I have to do is just turn the card around and then it's straighter. It's weird, really weird. It's not even. Oh, why does it always do this to me? A little bit close on that side. Right, we're going to lift it up and put it down again. Hang on. I'm running out of glue. That's better. Right, I'm happy with that. And then I think what we're going to do is do foam tape on that one. Yeah, we better have foam tape on this one. So we've got 2mm foam tape on this. Just around the edges, and then we'll across the middle because nobody likes a saggy middle. Oop. This is woodware foam tape, which I can't get anymore because Creative Expressions is closing down. So, but I've not been able to get it for a while, so I'm going to have to find another brand, find something else. If anybody else can recommend some good foam tape, just let me know. Right. Pritt. It'll, just like with the frame, it'll help me move it if I need to until it sets. I'm going to stand up and see where we're going with this. The back piece, that's the cat again. He's been very patient. He thinks it's feeding time, but it's not. He's a good hour early. No, Ed, it's not your feeding time. So this one's already got foam tape on the frame. So all we're going to do is just glue this one down. There's some of the Sentimentally Yours PVA, of course. And then we're done. Obviously, if you want to, you can jazz it up with some extra flowers if you want, but we're not going to. We're just going to have it just like a picture that you can put on the wall. There we go. All done. Hope you like it. Hope you got some ideas. Do make sure you get your order in. So as I said, you can get them from juliawattscrafts.co.uk and also from honeypotcrafts.co.uk as well. We're the only two UK stockists of Sentimentally Yours, aside from Hobby Maker when Phil has his shows on there. Do like and subscribe on my YouTube channel if you're not already. I do love to read your comments, and watch out for some more videos. Thank you for watching.